FNX to stand in, unfortunately. But, of course, Paquetá up against Havan. We've already set it up here. Havan starting off on that T side, though, looking to begin things with a nice little pistol victory.
Yeah, indeed. And, of course, Havan picking up the first map. That was Paquetá's pick. And now, Havan, they've chosen Nuke. And we hope to see just why they've chosen to do so. 3 players on towards outer. Looks like we want to wrap around this outer position. Knife on. He's playing in towards Garage. A few missed shots. Petex comes out to face as well as so many Terrace players falling in almost an instant. It was a nice idea to pinch in the ramp and the outer area, but not finding the frags. Paquetá, perfect start for them.
Absolutely what you need after a difficult loss, right? We've touched on all these different factors that come into it. Should have been your game, your map pick, overtime. Just to rehash very quickly. 10k in the overtime, that's kind of annoying. But here we are with them getting kicked off in the pistol almost flawlessly. So, pretty much the perfect start for now. We are going to see the early AKs come out for Havan. Just the Glocks into this round. I'm going to try and charge down the vent, I would imagine. Try and get that bomb plant. Has it made it down? It has. Skull's on the run. Can be denied away, though. Unlucky. We do love to see the attempt at the bomb plant, but not going to happen. And Paquetá with 2.
Yeah, it was a nice try. And, of course, I think at this point, you're probably on the same page as me after casting all these EU games. The second round buy is basically unanimous that everyone buys, even if they don't get the plant, because the reset is so powerful. But obviously here, the Havan guys, they decided we're going to eco. We're going to get the AKs out. 2 MP9s, 1 FAMAS in play. This buy is far from a full buy here for Paquetá. They're going to struggle on the CT side without an open play. So many nades going down early. Dog gets down the vent. Outer smoke's going down. There's one player in K-Tex playing around the Africa position here by the side. And he finds the first, dinks up the second. This is madness here at the start.
Yeah, bro, like the vent not being watched at all. The Molotov a good 2 seconds late. And they just have no idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, Destiny goes down. Maybe they did, and he's thinking, okay, hopefully this guy's moved on by now, but with an early vent drop like that, you've got 1 minute and 20 seconds-ish left. Why would you be moving at this point? No one else is with you. David. Alright. I don't think I'm allowed to. I don't think I'm allowed to say what's in my head after that play, to be honest with you. Okay. Nython. IDK. Kind of summing this round up quite well. A name like that. See what they can get done. They're posted up and ready, but Ale is either A on the flank or B collecting information up top. How do those guys not die?
Who knows?
On that one. We switched away at a bit of an unfortunate time, so, you know, indeed, we'll never know. But, yep, that's, in a game like this, that has been very back and forth, a few silly rounds lost here or there, that's probably the most baffling thing I've seen. Maybe not even just in this game, thinking about it. All day, at the very least.
Yeah, indeed. We obviously spoke about it coming into this map, but very different from Dust 2. There's a lot more going on in terms of the rotations, and they're almost certainly a communication mistake to not know a player could have been down the vent. Getting punished there as he dropped as well. And then once they were on the lower bomb site, wasn't it fairly obvious that all the T players were going to be grouped up in secret, ready to go? And they just peeked straight into it. So a little bit unusual. Patex there playing in front of the Molly as it lands. Ale, nice opening pick from him. Van, 5 on 4. Outer smoke's going down, looking nice and clean here. And we questioned whether the strategic player would be good. He's got down vent as well as Ale. So this is looking perfect from Havan. Great strategic play so far.
Maybe going to go back up as well and try and pull off something a bit fancy. At the moment, not quite the case. And again, we're down secret with minimal utility, minimal presence given away. Ale, of course, covering the vent. And they'll all group up together. David might just be the first port of call here, but with an MP9, you don't expect too much. Gap begins to close, though. See what he's got in store. Hidden at the back of the site, up on the rafters. Oh, IDK, I think. Maybe spotted? No, he definitely has been now. We'll manage to find one into the 4-on-4. Like I say, that MP9 could certainly go unchecked. Kind of out in the open, just trying to get aggressive. And there it is, perfect timing onto one. Big damage onto the next as the trade comes in. 3 versus 2 now, with only 7 seconds left. IDK will find the final 2 kills. Beautiful round from him on the 4K. Again, very questionable. I think we're going to see some interesting approaches to Nuke here from these 2 teams, at least so far.
Yeah,
Goodness
indeed.
me.
Havan there. I don't know how you felt about that, but I thought they'd actually almost won the round by the time they were down on the lower bomb site. But for
Slow to
whatever
move, I guess.
reasons, I'm not sure. Maybe the utility didn't go down. Maybe they weren't communicating who was holding what. But the Paquetá guy seemed to find way too many frags before they could commit on towards the bomb site. A little bit bizarre. They've still got a buy-in store. Smoke's going down on towards outer. Nice to see those coming out. But Havan, we need to see them convert those advantages. This time, he can't get out of it.
Unlucky. Fool me once and all that. However, Nithon will eat some bullets here. Destiny, ooh, dangerous spot to be in here, my friend. I think going to get traded out. Destiny is the one actually that survives. So that's a bit wacky. 1 HP and somehow lives. Remix and David trading off damage. Skull's going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. And a 4-on-2 that once again comes about very quickly. Flanking from Destiny on 1 HP. What a crazy guy. And now Skull's the only one left.
Yeah, of course.
Analyze that.
Okay. I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, the smoke there, I think it was a terrorist smoke on towards the molly. Yeah, outside of Squeaky. And then, of course, Ale tried to push for it. But from that point, we actually talked about this, didn't we, on Dust 2? When these teams lose the opening pick, it feels so disorderly. And whatever plan they had coming into the round definitely goes out the window. Skulls, though, he does find the first kill. He has the bomb. There's nobody immediately around him, so if you can find one of these frags and plant it the other way, he gets spotted. David peeks, so good team play in the end. Havan, though, just feels like they're slipping up a little bit. It looks to me like they've got all the strats, they've got all the smokes, they've got all the, all the basics to a T side of Nuke. It just hasn't been quite as cohesive, we might say, as we'd like.
Okay. Maybe we'll get some cohesion. Moving forwards. Not in this round, I would imagine. Nice little fake out with the vent drop. What are they going to do off the back of it, though? They've only got the pistols. Trying to bait some peeks in, maybe. IDK is thinking about it. Going to be... Ooh, DRG. That's a bit of a close one. Destiny, though, perfectly positioned here to read into this round. And I think the small idea that they had for this half buy has now been thwarted. Of course, bomb at the feet of the CT side as well. A couple of kills do come back in. Oh, nice find from Destiny, though. Once again, standing strong, looking good in his own. Bit of help from his teammates. And ultimately a stress-free 5th round for the CTs.
Yeah, indeed, but reasonably decent economic damage. You can see on the HUD we've got here that only Destiny and Nithon really have money in the bank. So from that perspective, we're still, early days here. Havan, if they can chain just a couple of rounds together, we'll start seeing the ecos come out, and very quickly this could become a very respectable TR. But it's got to start now. As I mentioned in the last round, they got all the nades, they got all the options, and once again, the vent dive, it doesn't work out. How many rounds in a row, Screamer, have we seen the attempted vent dive? Is it truly been every gun round? You can't keep getting away with it. It's pretty obvious at this point.
Well, I think the issue is as well that they're barely getting away with it, if at all. Do you know what I mean? Ketek's going to find another here. DRG gets dropped with the bomb, and Skull's the only one left. Nice kill for the 1 damage, but yeah. I suspected this is a little bit of what we were going to see, but this is getting somewhat ridiculous. It was kind of similar for Havan on their T side of Dust 2, right? Very, 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 very fast rounds to begin with, and then as they started to slow them down, think a little bit, communicate a bit more, that's when they started getting them together. But Paquetá in a scary spot in the 6-1 right now.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, this time this is the map pick of Havan Liberty. So clearly we'd been expecting them to have at least a reasonable terrorist half. Lots of players now grouping up towards the hut. Nades ready to go. Molly is going to slow them down a little bit. As IDK, look at this. He's playing anti-flash here on Mustang. So many nades going down. Alex goes for the vent dive. The bomb is still trapped here. Players running out from ramp whilst the bomb's getting dropped. This is absolutely bonkers.
I don't know what to tell you, mate. Like, it's a different world, isn't it? Watching a region like this. That's kind of the beauty of it. A game that transcends borders, you know. The beautiful game of esports. That's kind of what it's similar to football in that sense. But there is maybe a sound way of approaching football. There's some ways of approaching CS that are a little less sound.
Yeah, indeed. I think this is transcending my insanity at this point. These last couple of rounds. The pause does come out, so hopefully they can reset a little bit. I think the idea on that half buy was to fake like a hut explosion and then get numbers down the vent, but clearly I don't think those players are on the same page. I think that's fairly obvious with how that one played out. It seemed to me that they weren't really committing in one direction or the other, and they ended up not really doing anything as a team. So this is the bizarre bit for me here, because clearly the Havan guys have practiced stuff. They have all the outer smokes. They have the nades to execute onto the inner bomb site. It just hasn't been clicking. It hasn't been cohesive, as you mentioned earlier. And that's what we need to see here, them playing as a team. That's when they're at their best. And David, solo pushing ramp with his own smoke. Knife One is playing this absolutely hideous angle. I hate these spots in towards the back of garage. On the AUG as well. And it falls apart immediately. I don't even have time to throw the cast to you in that round.
Nope. Over pretty quick. That's maybe the way that Havan are liking it at the moment. Get the band-aid ripped off or something. It's a bit strange. A bit strange. Okay. Here we go. Another ill put together buy round. This is totally backwards from Dust 2, to be fair. The approach isn't, but the way that the score is going is not so much. Ridiculous shot from Remix. Absolutely ridiculous. That's a great way of getting back into things, though, of course, and making Paquetá have to work a little bit more for the round, but we'll see. Where maybe in some rounds of Dust 2, in some games of Nuke, you can say, okay, they've found the first. Usually they do well at close. Hello?
Okay. I'm not
what
sure
is going
what's
on,
happening.
man. And this guy, I guess he's just been in a fight, to be fair, with the guy behind. Destiny's also up there. Because it was IDK that walked past, I think, right?
I don't know what was happening. I thought there was one player on the roof of lobby, but he was actually in radio. So I was sat there thinking, when is he going to shoot these players coming out of lobby and into the T spawn area? No shots being fired. Destiny gets onto the silo, and Havan, they pick up their second round.
Okay. 11 rounds in, I am losing it a bit. I won't lie.
There's a smoke on top of red. The red crate. wait till the camera goes back.
I don't know.
And they've re-smoked the wrong smoke.
Honestly. Here we go. A hit coming in. We've got a little bit of utility here. IDK, though, holding on top of the silo, looking pretty solid. Player underneath. What is going on? How does Skulls not kill him? He was blind, and underneath him, like just to his right, I don't think there's any way he gets away from that angle by crouching or, you know, moving off to the left or something. But at the same time, maybe that first player that went down, it wasn't commed, clearly wasn't sure where he was at.
Okay.
Yeah. Very rarely, look, you know you're doing something a bit wrong if I can't find words, you know? Pretty good at this talking business. Not to blow my own trumpet, but... yeah. Okie doke.
What's up, Doc? What are you doing?
Oh, you've been waiting for that all evening. God. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in your mind you wanted to use it for a cool moment, but alas, you have to use it for one of the more questionable
Even if
moves
that
of
wasn't
the
a reference,
game.
I still would have said that. You know, that was so bizarre. And now Remix posted up, knife on repeaks. Okay, let's relax, guys. Let's focus. Let's see what's happening here. 2 towards outer. They've smoked mini, so they're thinking about wrapping at least around this outer area. 2 are contacting out ramp. David, he's dropped, so he might get caught out of position. So this is a much more regular round. They now know that this player is in towards the ramp position. K-Tex, he's posted up. Skulls has found one as K-Tex jumps forward.
Yep, not much else to add. Oh, Alan's done. Alan is done, and I think maybe sometimes this Paquetá side might be as well. Good find from David, though. Bringing us back to normalcy. All going to be onto Remix. They've got the bomb at their feet, and they know vaguely where he's at. Despite the best efforts of K-Tex to just throw this round down the toilet, it's not going to work. Save comes in for the AWP of Remix. Nice skin, bro, but, you know, it'd be nice to get some rounds here. 2 so far. I do think we're going to see a decent enough CT side from Havan. That kind of feels like maybe what this map's all about in this region, right? The CT side, play it at its basic level, but you still need a bit of room to work with. Another timeout coming in. So at the very least, they recognize that they've got a few problems.
Yeah, indeed, but from my perspective, and you'll agree, this timeout might even be 6 or even 7 rounds too late. There was certainly mistakes earlier on in earlier gun rounds, throwing away man advantages, where they needed to pause immediately and just say, guys, we're getting into good positions, we're getting onto bomb sites. The team plays all over the place. It's safe to say, I think at this point, that the communication has been suboptimal, might be the word we're going to throw at it here. So at least they're taking the pause now. Time to slow this down. They're going to buy in towards this one around the save door. That might be a reaction to saying we're so far down in rounds, we need to buy into this one. I would have preferred the half buy, but at this point, on the same page, maybe even going together as 5 players, because clearly when they're spreading out and allowing opportunities, it's been disastrous. So simplicity is the key right now, Scrib. Do not run anything complicated.
Yes. And I think as well, you talk about the weaponry a little bit. It definitely will help, of course, but I think it does kind of depend. Doc, though, definitely saying what's up in this round as K-Tech's going to get caught off very quick in towards B. Don't give the kill back. 13 HP, just got to rely on the boys to help him out a little bit here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, thank goodness. I saw for just a second that he was going to get the timing there. Good catch by Doc. And I think that might just do it. 4 versus 2. Nathan does have potential with them being low HP. DRG just blindly spraying in. Got the bomb there, by the way. Nade goes through. Big damage onto Remix. IDK in a great spot. And the round slipping through their fingers. Just like sand right now. Looking pretty scary for this one to come back to a 2-on-2. We'll see. They've swapped up. The old Bogdan's coming into play as Ale. This is a tough angle to clear, especially dry. And you can see apprehensive, but somebody got to do it. 30 seconds left. Maybe Nathan looks away for whatever reason. Ale, though, knows that he's here and actually does win it. Into IDK. Finds the first. Low HP on the second, but Doc with the trade. Thank goodness. I don't think I could have suffered them losing that round, let alone Havan Liberty themselves. Good God. 4-on-2, nearly down the bin. But they get it done in the end.
Yeah, indeed. And it certainly felt like that time there's such a huge advantage. They could make mistakes and still get it over the line. Obviously, in early rounds in this half, when it's just been a one-man advantage, they haven't had that luxury, have they? And they've been punished. So that was close. Far too close for comfort, but it is a round win. This buy, though, is still far from perfect. K-Tex, he's playing up on the roof here of Garage. I think he's been spotted, but Doc, again, maybe he needs to rethink this T side a little bit in terms of his approaches. Players popping out of HUD. Skulls comes through on the flash from his teammates. It's Destiny. He's having a whale of a time here on A.
Yeah, having a good time. He has been for a good number of rounds whenever they come A, to be fair. Why is this the deal as well? You know, they find a round and it's, you know, like you said, keep it basic in the previous. They did. Rush B. You know, pretty basic stuff. Almost as basic as it gets, of course, in Counter-Strike. And then they come into the next round and it just falls apart. You know, consistency's been a big issue, obviously. Getting a foot in the door has been a big issue. And now here we are, on their own map pick, looking down the barrel of a 12-3 half. However, I have had a quick check while we've been chatting. You know, it's almost 60% CT-sided for these teams. So do be sure to stick with us. Don't call it yet. Because there is a chance that Havan Liberty pull this one back. Especially if they can hit the 11-4. You know what they say. By they, I mean big man's on it. And then everyone else. Because, you know, originality is very difficult to come by, I suppose. Myself included. Nonetheless, Destiny will manage to find the first IDK with another spray. That's pretty damn clean. DRG finds one, but that is all. That's the half. That's the 12-3 for Paquetá Gaming. Goodness gracious me, what a showing. We'll see if they can clean things up, take us to a third nice and sharp after the break. Yo, 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 welcome back. One of the craziest games of Counter-Strike I've witnessed probably in my entire life. At least at a pro level. Nonetheless, here we are, 12-3. And kind of crazy in the, you know, not necessarily exciting and wow, can't believe they've done that. How did they pull that off kind of way? More crazy in the what the hell is going on? So we'll see if it continues. Paquetá up to 12. They're going to go for the A rush here. Why would they do anything else? In they go. I mean, looking pretty solid. Not checking their hook here. Scores in with the double. Oh, clean triple. 2 versus 2, though, when it's all said and done. Nobody else
okay.
able to find a kill. You got it. Listen, man. When you see the enemy, you just got to tap, tap, tap. You know, it doesn't matter if you get in my way. No self-control from Destiny there. Nearly actually gets the 1v2 done, despite killing his teammate. Well, essentially. And the madness continues. Havan Liberty in with number 4. Looking to run it back. As we said, heavy CT-sided teams here on Nuke.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, we're speaking a little bit during that half-time break. But Havan, we're not totally counting them out, but obviously that pistol was definitely a prerequisite to making this at least competitive. And then we can start talking about comeback, can't we? But 4 spies going to be coming out. AK is dropped over to David, so he's been pretty good on this map thus far. Player doesn't quite make it onto the mini roof, and his leg bones pay the price. Lots of tags coming in for Remix. K-Tex does find one. He's tagged right down, so CT's think about taking more jewels, but they don't need to. Why fight the AK here? You got a man advantage. Let them make the mistakes, and Remix, he overfaces. Traders come in. Bomb drop now towards Garage.
And there we are. I think with that one looking good, Nathan, maybe a chance into the AK. Maybe a bit of damage, that's for sure. But no. And now an AK falls into the hands of the CT side quite early on. So Havan looking good in the early stages in terms of the way that the rounds are going. I don't want to start being too harsh. It was a nice round, I think, and a nice hold, especially from the scout. So we'll see if they can continue that one. Meanwhile, the eco from Paquetá. Don't get too ahead of yourselves here. I think they will recognize that fact. We're throwing it back to 2013 Nuke. NIP, maybe 40 or 50 games down into the legendary streak. You know, that's kind of what we're looking at here. So, okay. Nothing surprises me anymore, to be honest. Destiny, just 2 bullets is all he needs. Takes out Remix and, well, a bit of a threat in the 5-on-4.
Yeah, indeed. He's been watching his 2013 Scream demos with that headshot. So. I'll go blow for blow on the retro games if you want to do that. Peeking towards outer is Skulls, so they know it's such a heavy eco. But Destiny... Oh, this could actually be massive. Oh, he's been full freed. He's been full freed. We could see the player in Skulls there. Destiny couldn't. And now this is a total matter of timing, isn't it? Of course, on the pistols, it's still going to be difficult, but if you get this trade here, it becomes all the easier. Still have the bomb. He's rotated in, so it shouldn't matter too much. But Destiny, if he found that kill, that could have been panic stations for Havan.
Yeah, Ali checking the surroundings here, which is pretty solid. There was definitely a chance that he'd get in and find another kill. Again, could have made it costly at the moment, just keeping things under wraps. Not getting too crazy. First buy coming in. I think this is where Paquetá go. Okay, we lost the pistol. Whatever, let's try and force it. Alright, that didn't really work. Now they're into the first rifle. It's like, cool. This is what we're going to do. We've got all this utility. Let's set it up properly and just get the round to prove that we can and make Havan really sweat. And that is a little bit of what we're seeing here. Some early utility. So far, I'm a big fan. Okay, maybe overdoing it a little bit with the smokes. What the? I think one of those is a CT smoke, so it does make it look a bit weird. But, do you know what I mean? They just seem to be like, look on the minimap, there's like 4 in a row. It's so strange, and then they just don't do anything with them.
Well, potentially it does sell a little bit of misdirection, but ultimately it doesn't put any rotate. They wanted to explode on towards inner, clearly, and We're at 1 minute left. No smokes. 1 Molotov. This is going to be massive. They have to really win this ramp engagement because how are they going to get onto this lower bomb site in a good scenario? They got no smokes. How can you isolate double or the control doors? DRG is in a great position. He finds the first. Rotating now start to come in. He does get dropped. It's David. He picks up the rotating player and suddenly, despite the lack of utility, they're going to get the bomb down. Remix tagged up for good measure. Van, that round just fell apart.
So here's the thing, right? We're going to go B. A little bit late, no utility, but it's fine because the Havan players will just swing. You know? We're playing from Brazil. They'll take a few steps all the way out towards Chile on the other side. I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. You know, you kind of have, I think, the first person, obviously, is taking the face, the guy on the rotation. It was the AWP at decon for me. Goes a bit too early. Nobody there to really capitalize on the distraction, even if you go down. And then re-peeking in to that default spot. You know. I'm not sure what you say in this timeout, really. It's like, just relax and tighten things up massively. Not even a little bit. We see it with some teams in the mid-level of EU Counter-Strike where, yeah, they need a bit more discipline, sure, but they've still got a decent amount. These teams have, like, no vision for the big picture, no thought of, if I go down here, it's a 4-on-2, that's probably unwinnable, but if I wait, get someone to flash me in, or use myself as a little bit of bait and potentially getting a kill, then perhaps we can bring it into a 3 versus 3, maybe even a 3 versus 2 with one of my teammates getting a trade, you know, or getting a face off the distraction. There's no thoughts like that, it feels like. And I think they needed a few more for me before letting that first rifle round loss happen. So now it becomes an even bigger and harder run back.
Yeah, indeed. And certainly, you know, when they're watching these games back, it will be very obvious when they've overstepped or thrown away advantages. Certainly in the moment, you can't fix these problems right now. The best you can do is just tell people to be super vocal and talk a lot and remain calm. And that should at least alleviate a lot of problems just by virtue of, you know, talking a lot and being on the same page as much as you can be. Because clearly, players are not on the same page right now, taking duels at different times. Remix, though, he's posted up on the outer cross. Yet to throw cross smokes. Here they come from the Paquetá boys. One player in IDK, he's lurking towards ramp. So a fairly traditional round, but we're going to see a mini split coming out. Ale, he's still holding on towards the secret position. You can see here how the T side is crumbling. They're going so hard for this kill. The smokes have faded. Now Remix is going to have angles here on towards outer. This is such a tricky position. How can the Paquetá guys get out of this?
Well, guys plural, they can't. Destiny might be able to, though. Managed to find that first, but straight into the crosshair of the repositioned Remix. And there you are. I think a few mistakes from Paquetá in that round, but Havana getting the rifle back pretty quickly. Denying the plant away. They'll have to face off. Ooh. President would say they're going to buy. Yeah, I didn't want to jump the gun too early. Would you have bought here? I guess you can drop across. You're lacking utility for Destiny. That's actually not too bad, to be fair.
No, this is essentially a full buy in modern CS, to be honest.
Yeah.
You just go so blow for blow in the economy. If you can get free rifles, honestly, most people are going to buy in the current state. Early out of smoke's going to come down. Knife one's going to be a bit of a spam in case there's a player by that red crate. Ale seems to know what's up. He's going to play in towards garage. And you can see Havan, they're not falling for this. Doc does rotate down, though, and that's a little bit surprising because, in my opinion, they have not seen nearly enough to justify dropping a player lower. So they still got 2 here on towards 8. So it's not too bad. But hopefully Havan can get the information and work out that there isn't anybody out here. It was just the smokes.
Well, we'll see what Skulls can get done. Pretty dangerous position moving into the late round. Ale with another one of these dirty garage angles. Will take down Destiny, trying to contact in. DRG, dangerous peek, will go down after the dink. Still, Skulls, like I said, a hook later in the round, very scary. Only able to get the one, but the damage done to this T side is absolutely monumental. Another kill coming in for Doc here. That's a dangerous spam, boss. And are we saying because the bomb has...
No, I think he got the first kill on the ladder.
Disappeared, right. And then just the spam is dangerous. Oh, yeah, and then drop the bomb down as well. Yeah. Pretty scary response from Paquetá there. Van Liberty. Don't know if they should have gotten away with that one, but they did. And Big Man Doc, once again. What is up? A little bit of a whack-a-mole play from him in and around the vents.
Yeah, indeed. So anything but the cleanest play, let's put it that way, from Havan. But Paquetá, I'm not sure if you noticed there towards the end, but they were all over the place in terms of which way to commit. They faked the A site, they went ramp, they came back to the A bomb site, and by then it was all over the place. David, have I missed something, or was that a full spam through the smokes? Remix does rotate in, he does find the first, he misses the shot, and now we're in dangerous territory. He gets swung from the ramp at the same time as coming out from that kind of radio entrance, and this is starting to fall apart already. On K-Tex, Ale forces the one-on-one, and now Havan, in what should have been a slam dunk round, letting it slip away. So, what can we say other than looking at a third map, really, aren't we, after that round?
Yeah, we should be. We absolutely should be. You can see the money is not really there for the vast majority of these players, so falling apart at the seams. I think it was a bit too strong of a run back, to be fair. You'd need to be almost a completely different team. And they're still making a few of the same mistakes. Those oversteps, those propensity to go for the 1v1s that you don't really win. And the comms being all over the place as well. David particularly, right, slips under the radar, finds one down the ramp, catching off more. You know, you feel he finds that one kill, you kind of have to reposition. I don't know, mate. Ale, no spatial awareness at all. Doc not really able to help out. I think you were right. I think we can probably call the third map on the way. Overpass, by the way, if you're just joining us. There's your PSA for the third map. Probably going to be there. And good lord, if it's anything like this, what a wild ride it will be.
Tricky spot, clearly, in this round for the Havan boys. Do you stack up on site? Do you already think about saving? Clearly. A lot of map control from Paquetá. Knife on catches the player in hut. They can take the bomb on towards A. And I think Doc here, he's going to be saving, so looks like we're well on track to 15. DRG made his way in behind. Somehow almost wins the duel, but that's going to be it. Map point from Paquetá on their opponent's map pick in what has to be said is a dominant affair versus what we saw in Dust 2, even though they lost their own pick on that time around.
Which does, again, make us worry, I think, for that third map. It falls into the same kind of bracket, the same kind of conversation about being pretty decent for both sides. So, we'll see. The Nuke, it does, in hindsight, look like this is a little bit more baffling of a pick, because although they don't have the same kind of stats, well, the same kind of success, I should say, Paquetá played a lot. And Havan Liberty now learning why. It's not necessarily the most mind-blowing of Counter-Strike for Paquetá, but they've perfected this style of play. Looking a lot more put together in the chaos, that's for sure.
Force buy, of course, coming out from Havan. Scouting play. Hopefully Remix can do some damage on that front. Ale's already dropping. He knows the outer smokes are down, so he's like, I'm going to drop early. I'm going to reposition for some information, but a duel is about to take place on this secret position. Ale comes out on top. Another frag from Doc. around the vent position. Perfect start here for Havan and Paquetá, guys. The bomb is still in T-spawn. They're so spread out. David does find one, but how do you regroup from this position when you've given up the entire map? And Knife on, he pays the price. And David, even some economic damage here would probably be a result.
All right. Looks like we're in for a few more. I mean, what a final destination it would be to take us to an overtime here, but I don't see it happening. Get me to to be honest, get me to 15-15 and then I'll believe it. I don't think you're going to be at a point in this game for me where it's like, oh, 13 or 14. It needs to be the overtime. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Either way, not a bad little round for Havan. The bye. Gonna be rough for Destiny on a personal level. Just gets dropped across, actually, by K-Tex with the spare $50. There you are. Wonderful stuff. The economy works to perfection. All the way down to the T. We'll see whether they can get it cleaned up here. Because if they don't, to be fair, there is a chance for Havan to start stringing a few rounds together. Although they have lost to the half bite in the past. So I don't necessarily think that the buys are quite as important in this game. It does just feel about being on the ball, landing your shots. Kind of get it done with any weapon, apparently.
5 rifles then for the CTs here. Smoke's going down for the mini to the garage position, but no garage smoke, so much information still here for Ale there on towards outer. He's just peeked out on a flash. He knows that quite clearly there aren't too many players here for the moment, but now they're recommitting. They catch Ale out, so potentially the double pump kind of sort of play there did work out. 2 opening picks, and now it's getting really scary. DRG, he's playing towards this held position. Bit of the bug there to still see the window as his teammates are falling left, right, and center. They've got control in heaven. They've got secret. They've got lobby control. This is just an impossible position. He drops the first. He's given away his position. And now what do you do here? Paquetá, all they need to do is group, and this should be simple.
I think they recognise that fact. Doc going to be in to maybe catch a few, to be fair, with knives out, but Nathan immediately trading. All onto DRG to save the game. Low HP David. A little spread, actually, in this post plant. Nathan peeking in, doesn't spot the barrel. Keep giving it a look. Maybe if he goes a bit wider, he will. Now the move from DRG to try and catch him. That timing works for Nathan almost